Have you ever wondered where human civilization truly began? Long before modern cities, advanced technology, and global communication, there existed a remarkable society that laid the foundation for everything we know today. This civilization was known as the Sumerians, the first known civilization in human history. The Sumerians emerged around 4500 BCE in a region called Mesopotamia, which means the land between two rivers. This area lies between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, in what is now modern-day Iraq. Thanks to these rivers, the land was fertile and perfect for agriculture. But the Sumerians didn't just farm. They built the world's first cities. Cities like Ur, Uruk, and Eridu became centers of trade, religion, and governance. These were not small villages, they were complex urban societies with organized streets, massive temples, and thousands of people living together. One of the most incredible achievements of the Sumerians was the invention of writing. They developed a system called cuneiform, one of the earliest forms of writing in history. Using a reed stylus, they pressed symbols into clay tablets to record information. At first, writing was used for trade and accounting, but over time, it evolved to include laws, literature, and stories. In fact, one of the oldest known pieces of literature, the Epic of Gilgamesh, comes from Sumerian culture. This epic tells the story of a king searching for immortality and explores deep themes about life, death, and human nature. The Sumerians were also pioneers in many fields. They invented the wheel, which revolutionized transportation and trade. They developed early forms of mathematics and created a number system based on 60, a system we still use today to measure time and angles. Think about it, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour. That comes from the Sumerians. Their contributions didn't stop there. They built impressive structures called ziggurats, massive step-like temples dedicated to the gods. These structures were not just places of worship but symbols of power and connection between heaven and earth. Religion played a huge role in Sumerian life. They believed in many gods, each responsible for different aspects of nature and human life. The people thought that pleasing the gods was essential for survival, so priests held great power in society. Politically, the Sumerians were organized into city-states. Each city had its own ruler, laws, and army. Sometimes, these city-states cooperated, but often, they fought each other for control and resources. Despite their incredible advancements, the Sumerians did not last forever. Over time, they faced invasions, environmental challenges, and internal conflicts. Eventually, their civilization declined, and other empires like the Akkadians and Babylonians rose to power. However, the legacy of the Sumerians never disappeared. Their innovations in writing, law, architecture, and science influenced countless civilizations that came after them. In many ways, the modern world still carries the imprint of Sumerian ideas. So next time you look at a clock, write something down, or walk through a city, remember this. You are experiencing the echoes of a civilization that lived over 6,000 years ago. The Sumerians were not just the first civilization, they were the beginning of history itself. But there is something even more fascinating about the Sumerians. They didn't just build a civilization, they shaped the way humans think. For the first time in history, people began to record their ideas, their beliefs, and their stories in a permanent form. Writing transformed human memory into something that could last forever. The Sumerians also introduced one of the earliest known law systems. Even before famous codes like Hammurabi's laws, they understood the importance of rules, justice, and order in society. And perhaps most importantly, they proved that humans could organize, innovate, and create something far greater than survival alone. They turned simple settlements into powerful cities. They turned symbols into language. And they turned ideas into legacy. Today, thousands of years later, archaeologists are still discovering new secrets buried beneath the sands of Mesopotamia, reminding us that the story of the Sumerians is far from over. Because the first civilization didn't just disappear, it became the foundation of everything that followed.